Hi, I'm Danielle and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about baby wearing and safety while baby wearing. The most important things to remember with wearing any baby in any baby carrier are the ABCs of baby wearing, which are airway, body positioning, and comfort. First of all, airway means in a front carrier, you want your baby high enough on your body that you're able to monitor their breathing. The phrase commonly used is close enough to kiss. You want to make sure that their airway is unobstructed so that their chin is always at least 2 fingers off their chest and not leaning down, touching their chest, which can block their airway, preventing proper breathing. Even when wearing your baby on your back, you want to make sure that they have a clear airway. It's always good to check mirrors, use your camera on your phone if you need to make sure that you're monitoring your baby. Also, when wearing your baby on your back, it's good to have them up high enough so that you can feel their breath on the nape of your neck, and you should be able to feel them breathing on your back and your body when wearing them in the front. The B of the ABCs is body positioning. So ideally you always want baby to be seated in an M position where their knees are higher than their bottom, which creates an M. You want to be tummy to tummy or tummy to back in a back carry. Or if they're on your hip, you still want them kind of tummy facing you. You want to make sure that they are positioned high enough that you can monitor them back or front, and that you are both comfortable, which leads us to C. You want to make sure that baby's comfortable and that you're comfortable. You want to monitor to make sure that the baby is not getting overheated or overstimulated in a carrier. You want to make sure that you are comfortable and that you're not having any straps digging or any unneeded pressure. Same with baby, you want to make sure that there's no digging. Some red marks and indentations are normal on baby, but you want to think of them as like the marks you get when you wear socks all day long. When you take your socks off, you have sometimes red marks and indentations, but generally those go away after a little bit and aren't painful or purple or anything like that. So you want to make sure that between wearing your baby either on your front or your back, that you're both comfortable, you have good body positioning in your baby, and that you can monitor their airways closely to make sure that they are breathing well. So I'm going to show you the 2 ways that are most commonly used to get a baby on your back. I'm going to be using a demo doll, and I'm going to start off with the hip scoot in a soft structured carrier, which is also commonly referred to as an SSC. So I will go over how to properly use an SSC later on, but for now I'm just going to show you how to properly get baby onto your back using the hip scoot method. So once you have your carrier in position, you are going to grab your baby. You're going to place them on your hip. It doesn't matter which hip, whichever one you feel like you're more comfortable bringing your baby around to that side. And you're going to take your hand opposite the hip so to support your baby's weight. You're going to take your hand on the same side, reach over the top of baby and grab under their bum. And while bending over, you kind of want to scooch and bounce baby properly onto your back into the position where you want them to be on your back. Once they're in a good position, that's when you would take and put your carrier on the rest of the way, making sure that baby's legs are free, they're in a good position, they're not burying their head in your back like this doll. You want to make sure that they are comfortable, seated well in an M position, and high enough that you can feel them breathing and feel their body moving against yours. Now, to get down from this, you're just going to bend back over, unclip, let your carrier fall down while holding your baby, and you're just going to do the opposite of what you did to get them on and just kind of shift and scoot them around to the front, grabbing their weight with your opposite hand. Now, another method of getting baby on your back is known as the Superman toss, and I'm going to show you how to do that with a woven wrap. Now, a Superman toss works easiest when baby can be seated or standing. So I'm going to attempt to seat this baby, kind of. So to do a Superman toss, you're going to find whichever portion of your wrap you need to use. The center, some carries you need to be off center, and you're going to take that part of your wrap that you need and center it at the base of your baby's neck. You're going to drape the carrier over your baby's shoulders, and then you're going to grab onto their torso. I like to have my thumbs pointing forward and my fingers around to the back side. You want to make sure that you're grabbing baby's torso, not their arms, because you don't want to hurt their joints. Next, you're going to take your baby, lift them up, and in the motion, same motion you would use for, say, putting on a jacket, you're going to toss them over your shoulder and place them nice and high on your back, where you can then adjust your wrap and get them in the proper position. Always making sure you keep a hand on baby and that they are securely placed in a good position where you can feel their breathing on the nape of your neck, and where their body is positioned snugly against yours so you can feel them breathing. Now, the same thing to get them down as with a soft structure carrier is you're just going to make sure you keep tension until you undo your wrap, and then bend over, put a hand on baby, and kind of scooch them off around to the side until you bring them to the front. Now, back carries are excellent carries to learn for baby wearing. They make life a lot easier. You have your front unobstructed, but there are some things you want to make sure when doing back carries. You want to make sure that you are feeling confident in your front carries before you attempt a back carrier. You need to be comfortable using your carrier, whichever you decide to use, and you need to be comfortable wearing your baby on your front first. Baby also, for a beginner, should be developmentally ready, which means that they should be able to sit unassisted and have good trunk and neck control, head control as well. This generally happens around 6 months, which is what a lot of carrier brands recommend. But just like every person, every baby is different, so they could hit these developmental milestones earlier or later. You just want to make sure that they are ready before you put them on your back. You also want to make sure you're always monitoring your baby, front or back. It's always good to check mirrors, check car windows when you pass by them, check windows at stores if you're out and about, just to make sure baby's staying in a proper position, make sure they're comfortable, make sure you're observing baby and making sure they're comfortable temperature-wise, position-wise, and that you're both doing good comfort-wise. And it's always great to go to a local meeting if you have questions, reach out to your local chapter if you have any other questions. There's plenty of great volunteers who can answer your questions and help you learn these carries in person. but it's always good when practicing new carries, especially back carries, to practice over some sort of soft surface like your couch or your bed, and to have a spotter with you. For example, the first time I put my baby on my back, my husband was with me, keeping a hand on baby the whole time until I was comfortable enough to be able to do it on my own without him helping me. And baby wearing is a great tool and can make your life a lot easier sometimes, as long as you're doing it properly and safely. So remember, if you have any questions, always reach out to your local group, your local volunteers, and Baby Wearing International has a lot of great helpful points on their website. Thank you.